Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to start BSc second semester CBSE syllabus chemistry. In that, I am going to start physical chemistry part. In that, I am going to start chemical kinetics chapter to you people. Before going to discuss chemical kinetics, I would like to discuss some of the reactions which you are going to carry out in the laboratory. You just observe here. Dear students, usually what we are going to do in the laboratories, we are going to do conduct various chemical reaction. While conducting all the chemical reaction, we are focusing more on how much reactant should be taken and how to prepare a solution which is required for the reaction and how to conduct the reaction, and after that uh, you are going to worry about inference, that is how the reaction would be, what about the product would be, whether it is color or colorless, or it precipitate. These are the things we are usually worried about during doing reactions. But we are not going to think about a reaction with respect to time. Okay, because in the laboratory you are doing reactions, so 99% of the reactions are fast reactions. They are giving a product within a fraction of a second, and very rarely you are going to observing slow reactions. That means, so in the laboratory we are conducting reactions, and to get a product, so many factors play important role. Sometime you are going to shake, sometime you are going to supply energy through heating, and sometime we are going to supply the energy through passing radiations. So through various means we are going to supply energy to the reactions. But in this chemical kinetics, mainly we are going to discuss reaction with respect to keeping time in mind, with respect to keeping time and factor affecting on, okay, reaction, rate of reaction. So this is called as chemical kinetics. That means it's a branch of chemistry which mainly deals with a rate of chemical reaction and factor affecting on it. So this is called as chemical kinetics. The word itself indicates kinetics means something which is moving. So now we are going to study the reaction with respect to time, and along with that we also include some of the factor which are affect on these rate of reaction. So now, importance of kinetic studies. Why we have to do study chemical kinetics, or this is called as kinetic studies. Okay, now we are doing on reactions, and we are going to study with respect to time, and we are going to observe the factor like temperature, pressure, catalyst, concentration. So these are the various factor which is affecting on the reaction, which we are going to discuss in the next slide. So all these things, why we have to do all these processes? So if you know the kinetics of the reaction, you can, suppose if it is slow, you can speed up the reaction. Okay, usually they are going to apply this method in industries. And if you know the kinetics of the combustion reaction, so you can control the combustion of petroleum or diesel in auto engine, and you can also control an explosive reaction if you know the kinetics, and food preservation by slowing down the decay constant. And along with that, kinetic studies helps in the field of medicine also. Okay, in the field of drug discovery also it play an important role. So before going to understand the applications, more applications of the kinetics, so let us start with the basics. You just observe this graph. This is a graph of a reaction. So in x-axis, so time, in y-axis, concentration. So let us imagine. So now you have prepared two reaction mixture, two reactants are there. So now you are going to mix, then the reaction is started. So what we are going to observe in the reaction, as soon as the reaction start, the amount of reactant, what happen? The amount of reactant is decreases, the product is, okay, if it is a reactant gives product, the amount of reactant is decreases during reaction progress and amount of product is increases. At the end of the reaction, the amount of reactant is 0. In the beginning, amount of reactant is 100%. No reaction is started. So in this state, so amount of reactant is 0. But in the beginning, amount of product is 0. But at the end, amount of product is 100%. This is what we observed, okay, in chemical reactions. That we can, if you write the graph of variation of concentration of reactant versus time, so the concentration of reactant varies like this blue line indicates the variation. So beginning, okay, so this is the product, concentration of product. So beginning means at 0 time the product is 0. When the reaction is started, the concentration of the product goes on, increases like this. You just observe the graph here. But in the beginning, the reactant is high. But so if reaction is started, the concentration of reactant is decreases. So this curve indicates the variation of reactant. So this is the rate of reaction. During reaction, what happens? Either the concentration of reactant decreases or the concentration of product increases. This is what happening in a chemical reaction. Now, the rate of a reaction is defined as the change in concentration of one of the reactants or product per unit time. Here, time is important. Whenever we are using the word rate, so you have to involve time. That means with respect to time, we are going to observe the change in concentration of reactant and product. So this is called as rate of a reaction. Mathematically, this rate of a reaction can be represented as rate of reaction is equal to plus or minus dx by dt divided by change in concentration divided by time. Why we are taken plus or minus? Suppose if you take change in concentration of reactant by time, at that moment it is negative. Why? Because during reaction concentration of reactant decreases. Suppose if you take change in concentration of a product instead of reactant, at that moment it is positive. So that's why they are written plus or minus. Minus in case of a reactant and plus in case of a product, because product concentration is increases and reactant concentration is decreases during the reaction. And the SI unit for the rate of reaction is, so here just look at here the mathematical expression. So concentration divided by time, this is the mathematical expression. So what is the SI unit for concentration? Moles per dm cube, and time second. So moles per dm cube per second. This is the SI unit of rate of a reaction. Next factor affecting on rate of a reaction. The first factor is nature of a reactant. There are different types of reactant. Here based on the nature means based on the bonding nature, because during reaction what happens? Bond breaking and bond formation takes place. That's why by keeping the bonding nature in mind, I'm going to take inorganic compounds, inorganic compound and organic compound. You studied inorganic and organic compound. So these inorganic compounds are highly reactive. The rate of a reaction is high in case of inorganic compound and the rate of reaction is less in case of organic compound. Why? Because the inorganic compound readily get dissolved and they produce ion. So they produce the ions. These ions are easily available. They are ready to react. That's why the rate of a reaction is high in case of an inorganic compound, because they are held by ionic bonding. But when we come to organic compound, these organic compound usually made by covalent bonding. This covalent bond is strong and these do not undergo dissociation very easily and they are not going to produce ions very easily. That's why the rate of reaction is less in case of organic compound. Next factor is concentration. Of course, concentration is also one of the another important factor. I think you have observed during salt analysis. During salt analysis, let us take for example the detection of acid radical, first group acid radical. What is the first group acid radical? Carbonate. So what is the test there? So you are going to take test tube. To that you are going to add pinch of salt, for example calcium carbonate salt, and you are going to add dilute HCl. So take two test tube and take same amount of calcium carbonate. To the one add dilute HCl, to the another one add concentrated HCl. You observe there. So in case of dilute HCl, the reaction is not vigorous. It slowly react. But in case of concentrated HCl, okay, it is vigorously react and carbon dioxide gas so vigorously come out from the test tube. So this is the concentration. So concentration is directly proportional to the rate of reaction. Concentration is more, the rate of reaction is more. Why? Because more number of molecules is available for the reaction. That's why rate of reaction is proportional to concentration or pressure in case of a gaseous reaction. In case of liquid, we use pressure, sorry, the concentration. In case of a gases, we are going to use pressure. And temperature of the reactant. Obviously, if temperature increases, kinetic energy increases. If kinetic energy increases, the mobility, the ionic mobility increases. That is, ions are moved from one place to another place, and it is helpful for bond breaking and bond formation processes. So then the rate of reaction obviously increases. So temperature is directly proportional to rate of the reaction. And another important factor is so presence of a catalyst. Here there are two types of catalyst, positive catalyst and negative catalyst. This positive catalyst is going to increase the rate of reaction, but the negative catalyst is decrease the rate of reaction. So during discussing uh, theory of rate of reaction, there we are going to learn in detail how a positive catalyst is going to increase the rate of reaction and how negative catalyst is going to decrease the rate of reaction. That means, for example, let us consider reaction. It takes 1 hour for completion, but if you add positive catalyst, so it is the reaction may complete within 1 minute. And in case of a negative catalyst, what happens? If the reaction is going to complete in 60 minutes, if you add that catalyst, so it may enhance the time. So the reaction is take 24 hours for completion. This is what a negative catalyst.